Dead is Dead. Kind of strange title. Not really. When my father died, well, I would think the last time he's dead, his heart stopped. The final 100% gone, no brain activity, nothing. He's dead. Okay? What am I meaning by the last time? Well, he's died before. Yeah, dentist chair. They gave him Novocaine or something like that, and he reacted. At a restaurant, he was allergic to something, and he died. He died in prostate cancer operation. He died, but brought him back to life again. Yeah. And of course, the last time he died, he pulled the plug, and about 8 hours later, after that, his heart gave up, or his brain gave up, and he just dead. Of course, when he was laying in the coffin, I went over there and Daddy, are you still here with us? I don't think the undertaker took that. What are you doing? I want to see if you did embalm him, right? Why, of course we embalmed him. Why? Well, that means his brain is dead. He's not going to get up and walk. Oh, no, you got to remember, we come from a strange family. You're just making sure this last heart attack was his final heart attack, and then he's not going to snap back and do a jig. Yeah. Well, people think, well, that's kind of strange. Well, it's not really strange. My mother died and was on and off. She would wake up and go back to sleep again, wake up and go back to sleep again, wake up and go back to sleep again, wake up and go back to sleep again. And she's changing colors. Okay. Well, no, you can't. There is an order that is that when she dies, that's it. No helping her. That monitor says, beep. You don't do anything for her. You just let her die. Don't worry, she's going to the afterlife. Okay. She's going to heaven. Oh, no, she's not. She's going to the afterlife. Something I very likely will go to. The whole family will go to. All our relatives either is or will be going to. Yeah. And dead is dead. Well, what am I talking about? Dead is dead. Go to a nursing home, and I believe somewhere in the fine print, if mommy or daddy dies, they call the fire department, because the fire department are the only ones that are able to bring him back. And usually on staff, there is somebody from the fire department inside the building. So that is the person that is responsible to bring the person back from the dead. Because once the heart stops, that person is dead. Once the heart stops, it's no longer pumping blood, pumping oxygen to the brain. Okay? Right. That's why you have you're giving oxygen, but doesn't do it any good. The heart has to be pumping. It doesn't work that way. If I stop doing this, and my heart continues to go on, it's not going to get oxygen for the brain. It's just going to keep, and then it will die. And that is true. That's why if you look at nursing homes, they're within a short distance of a fire station. Why? Because But one of the things you don't want to do is put pressure against an old person's chest, or you will puncture the lungs and the heart with ribs. That's right. Under the this thing or that thing. That's why attendants will not. They will sound the alarm, and the fire department will become. Hopefully, they have somebody available. They will come on, and they're the ones who will actually physically put their hands on the person's chest. But they do have paddles. They say even that, even though those paddles are there, it's very reluctant that they're going to use this stuff, because if the person dies, they use this stuff and the person dies, really dead, they get sued. Okay. There's lawyers. I mean, oh yes, we will sue you for this way. We will sue you for that reason. Oh, he died. I'm going to sue. I knew one of my friends' father died while he was in the. Oh, they didn't handle it right. They didn't do this right. They didn't do that right. I'm going to sue them. I says, you sue them, and you will never. Your mother will never get near a assistant living. Oh, then I have someone come being there. Well, go ahead. Yes, on a 24-hour basis. You better know it. Expensive, isn't it? Very expensive. Very expensive. Says, well, it should be in a nursing home. Oh, no, can't have to keep her in her own house and everything else. Well, it's lucky that you have a brother who has money. But yes, it's very expensive. And the other thing is that thing, been with the civil defense now. Yeah, civil defense at that time, emergency service later, is that when you're with the fire department and being a scuba diver, you get to go look at people who drown in lakes or ponds. And the area that I lived in, there's a lot of lakes, a lot of ponds, a lot of rivers and everything else, and you're in there with your scuba stuff, diving in mud holes. All our training was in mud holes. Well, we did some training in the local swimming pool, but most of it was in mud holes. Because there's a lot of mud holes around. Industrial park with mud holes in there filled with water. And people go in there and they swim and they drown, and then you have to go in there and have to rescue them. Well, rescue is not a good word. Have to pull them out. A couple of times it was ice. They went through the ice, and the person's underwater. Well, you suit up, you pour a gallon of warm water into your swimsuit, your dive suit, and you go in there and you pull the person out, and you really want to know how long the person's been in there. What's the temperature of the water? Is it cold? If ice on top, 34 degrees, 32 degrees, 34 degrees, okay? Perfect. The person drowned in it. Perfect. Oh, a kid drowns, a guy drowns, it doesn't make that thing. Hopefully, it's within 20 minutes we got called, and we pulled the guy out, and you revive him. You revive a dead body, you revive him. If you drown in cold water, there's a chemistry change in the brain. You pump out the thing, you warm him up, you restart the heart, and away he goes. And if he's been on there for 20 to 30 minutes, is for an adult, maybe a little longer or shorter for a child. But yes, as long as he doesn't suck on anything he's not supposed to, if only sucking in water, he drowned. You bring him back. Now, what happens if a person drowns in the summertime in the pond? It's almost, how long has he been under? 3 minutes. Okay. Longer than that, 5 minutes, he's drowned. But can't you bring him back? You may not like what you get back. Because usually, if you do bring a person back that's been underwater in 70-degree temperature, there's whole different types of chemistry goes into the brain. And the person is very could be brain dead. And now that dead body, that brain dead person is yours. And hey, you know the old saying, try to sue the fire department and see what happens. Yeah. They do their best they can in that thing. Also, you know, the old saying about the person who has a heart attack and weighs 350 pounds, and they can't get him out of the house because the guy's 350 pounds, they can't get him through the doorway. And that's why you see the big fire truck, EMT, and a fire truck comes with that too. They're now keeping records of people. You know, if they have one heart attack, they keep a record exactly on the health status of the person. A lot of people are help. They are asking doctors for people that possibly that will have heart attacks. Like how much the guy weighs. That's very important. If your gurney cannot, if your little gurney with wheels cannot support the guy, you got big troubles. You may not be able to bring him directly to the hospital because you know he's dead. He's 350 pounds and he died. That's a lot of blubber to move around. What am I saying? That's that thing. You know, dead is dead. That runs into a big problem. Is the difference between a thin person and a heavyset person. Thin person is not hard to extract bullets. A fat slob is. Oh, you shouldn't say things like that. You're right, I shouldn't say things about fat slobs. You ever lift a fat slob? Yes. You know, you have a half a dozen guys trying to lift 350 pounds of blubber or 400 pounds of blubber. You think it's easy? It's not. And the guy's saying, ever see like you have the cart up and it goes poof because the guy's, you know, it can't support the guy? And then they start saying, well, we're going to sue you because he died. Go ahead. I'm quite sure that if it gets in front of a judge will say, ha, 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 he's overweight. And you got to remember that I am a little overweight. And I die, you know, about 250, 240 pounds. It's not too hard to lift. 3 guys, 4 guys can lift me on, but I'm not going to crush the gurney. And you got people out there that will crush the gurney. And they basically will destroy it. And that's rough, you know. Death is death. And but what other times of death? Of course, you get the traffic accidents. And people get splattered all over the place. Their head goes through the windshield. No seatbelt. The head goes through the windshield. The torso stays back, but the head keeps going. That's dead. Yep, that person's dead. A lot of people who die are not found right away. If it's in the summertime, yes, just like CSI, but it's worse. It's because it's the fire department that goes in there. You know, then they bring it to the coroner. Of course, you get the overdose. I guess the biggest thing this year is we're going to hit another 100,000 dead bodies for overdosing. They're embalming themselves. Of course, you have the other people and didn't get vaccinated, huh? That hurts. Oh well, my 15 minutes here is right.